right, first up, we're going to be taking a look at the Groove wallet. Now, I'm going to be honest with everybody here. This has really become one of my favorites, if not one of my top like 3 wallets that I've used. And as you all know, I've used a ton of wallets so far on this channel, just strictly because of this unique, swiping mechanism on the card to like bring all the cards forward and fan it out. Most people have copied Secret, and it's not a knock on EKSTER. I mean, everybody has this little push mechanism, the fanning mechanism, nothing really unique. Everybody's just kind of copied that, kind of creating wallets based around that kind of mechanism and housing. I'm a huge fan when I see people try to do something new, unique, interesting. GrooveLife really just knocked it out of the park with this. I mean, it feels good. It feels nice in the hand. It doesn't feel cheap or flimsy. Some wallets, that little mechanism feels like it's going to break over time. This feels really robust. The machining on this wallet is top notch, and I really just can't praise that enough. So I'll shut up and I'll get with the review. But yeah, just a really big fan of seeing something unique and new brought forward to the wallet market when it comes to these type of pop-up wallets. Off the top, this is, like I said, a single swipe mechanism that causes the cards to fan up and forward, and it is made out of an aerospace grade A308 or aluminum alloy. Again, feels really sturdy and robust. Out of all the wallets I've used, this could be one of the best feel in the hands in terms of how it's made, with an anodized finish. So one thing I will say, I wiped this wallet down, if you can believe it, before the review. But if you have oils and greases on the hands, just be aware that it will pick up, specifically on this colorway. I'm not sure about the other one, but just be aware that these tend to be a fingerprint magnet. In terms of card capacity, this is going to hold 6 cards, tops 7 possibly if you don't have any embossed cards. So if you don't use cards that have raised lettering or numbers, you probably could get 7 in there, but 6 would be the max I would put. 2 embossed cards and 4 flush. How this works is, as you'll see, when you push up, this pops the cards up, and there's a little shoulder mechanism here that kind of retracts to the side to allow the cards to pop up, and that also acts as a way to keep the cards from falling out. It is only on the one side that it fans out, but it keeps the cards secure. You're not going to have any issues of any cards falling out, which is nice to see that they have that kind of mechanism built in to keep cards secure. And again, really top-notch materials and machining. I really can't praise this enough when I speak about this wallet. Now, this specific unit is going to be a leather sleeve. If you don't get this extra $20 add-on, you're just going to get your basic money clip, which I still think is a great thing to have. As much as I like this leather look, and again, beautiful stitching, really heavy-duty piece of thick leather here. It's not glued. I mean, again, all top-notch, high-end materials. You're only going to get really 2 cards max to put in there. Otherwise, it's a really tight fit. So an extra 2 cards plus your money clip, and it's a band. So for an extra 20 bucks for aesthetic, could be worth it, might not be. My only downside to this wallet thus far is this fabric money band, kind of elasticized money band. It feels really great, high-end material. My only issue with these things is over time, sag, depending on how much you pack it. As you see here, I have 5 bills. You have to do a tri-fold here when you put the money in. So as long as you don't overpack it, you should be okay. But you can, get to the issue if things get loose, that your money could just come out and fall out just based off of how that holds up over time. But just be aware, you can easily, fit 6 to 10 bills in there, no issue. And the dimensions of this wallet is as follows. Now, in terms of thickness, depending on whether you have this leather add-on or the money clip, the housing is 0.3 or 8.38 millimeters thickness. The width of the wallet from shoulder to shoulder is 2.48 inches or 62.9 millimeters. The length of the wallet is 3.88 inches or 98.6 millimeters. And the weight or the heft of this unit is 2.7 ounces or 76.5 grams. Overall, really well built, feels sturdy, doesn't feel bulky. I know I sound like I'm praising this wallet like a fanboy, but it really has blown me away thus far, and that's kind of the dimensions you're working with when you got this wallet here. For this next part of the review, We're just going to throw these two extra wallets together to do the comparison, as they essentially are the same thing minus the materials. So let's just focus on the materials to start so we know what we're working with. If you do decide to go with just the aluminum EKSTER card holder, it's just going to be made out of a space grade, so not aerospace, space grade 6061 T6 aluminum. Again, feels really good. At the end of the day, both of these wallets are made out of some high-class aluminum here, if high class is such a thing with aluminum. You do have this finish. I don't know if it's anodized or not, or how it's going to wear or scratch over time, but it feels great. I'm not going to say better than the GrooveLife, but really, again, you're not going to have any issues of this housing collapsing if you're putting it in your back pocket or sitting on it. It feels really sturdy. If you do decide to go with the carbon fiber variant, it's quite a jump in price, like a huge jump in price between the two. I mean, if you want to start with this one around 49 bucks, this one around 129, so quite a jump if you just want to go to carbon fiber. But it is a space grade 3K carbon fiber, much lighter feeling. This, in terms of scratching, I'm assuming the carbon fiber would probably hold up better in with its wear over time, but to go with the carbon fiber, it is quite the price jump, though you're going to get a lighter feeling wallet. Dimensions are exactly the same no matter which you go with. You're getting like a 0.75 by 10.5 by 6 centimeters, or 0.29 by 4.1 by 2.3 inches in length, width, and thickness of the wallets. When it comes down to it, if you decide to go with GrooveLife or EKSTER for its form factor, they're all really great form factor wallets. I really can't knock either or. Just be aware that if you want to do carbon fiber, you're going to be paying for it. So, as you'll see, if you've watched my other EKSTER video, I'll link to it up at the top if you want to take a look at the Parliament wallet. Everything is based around this housing here. So when it comes to card capacity of either one of these, just in this aluminum housing, you're going to get up to 6 cards, very similar to the GrooveLife, maybe 7 if they're not embossed, but keep it around 6 because you don't want to break the mechanism. That's what ends up happening if you overstuff these wallets. That mechanism just can't handle the load and they snap. And that'll go for really any of them. The worse made the wallet, the more often that will happen. EKSTER seems to have improved with its generations. I believe this is the 3rd generation, so the mechanisms have improved quite substantially. And again, both for the carbon fiber or aluminum, same amount of cards. Now, the difference between these card holders is they do have this metal plate at the back. I will say that you can pack this out. I would suggest no more than 6 cards in either or variant. You can really pack this out. This can stretch. But as I was saying, the more you pack this out, the more sag and stretch and wear these bands are going to get. And you don't want to overdo it. I would say 6 extra cards of mixed use, a couple emboss, 4 flush. So 6 extra cards essentially will double the capacity and carrying capacity of these card holders if you truly want to pack out those back plates. But just be aware, the more you do that, the more strain is going to go on those elastic and rubber money bands. Now, the only second and last difference between these two wallets here is on the cash band. If you go for the cheaper aluminum model, you're going to get that fabric elasticy band, much more stretchy. And this is kind of just like a very tight elastic rubber, much, much tighter. So over time, I'm assuming this is going to hold up better in terms of that sag and looseness. And it also acts a little bit more grippy on the carbon fiber. As you can see with this wallet here, when you move this, you can slide this metal plate out no problem. Whereas on this rubber variant, it's a little bit more difficult. It adds a little bit more grip. So it's not a huge deal, but it is something to be aware of. So we have 3 very different pop-up wallets here, card holders, what have you. Now, throughout this video, you probably saw some links. I threw up the EKSTER Parliament wallet review and some of their pop-up wallet reviews, as I feel like I've done a lot of them. But because of that, and this is just going to be where my subjectivity comes in, I really feel if you're taking a look at these wallets, you 100% have to go with the GrooveLifeWallet. That is, if you're okay with that $99 or $120 price point, adding that 20 bucks if you want that leather card extension at the back. But 99 bucks, This wallet here is going to run you about 130 depending on the sale. And again, the cheapest one's going to be this aluminum card holder, around 50 bucks. But if you're willing to step up to that $100 price point, GrooveLife has to be the one you go with. I mean, the level of materials and machining, and again, the feel, it really does just feel like a grade above. This is, again, is no knock on EKSTER. These wallets don't feel cheap or garbagey. It's just, this one really does feel like more time and effort was taken in the creation of this wallet. So materials aside, another win that I give this wallet is the fact they tried to do something different with this slide mechanism. It's not the same tired old Secret reboot that every single pop-up card holder has tried to do. Again, it's not a knock on EKSTER. EKSTER has done their own thing. They've done a good job, but I really just like to see some unique attempts being made, and it's a double win when that unique attempt comes out with such a high quality product. So those are where the wins come out for me on GrooveLife, and why I would throw my money that way if I had it to spend. But obviously with the EKSTER wallets, you're going to get that higher card carrying capacity. You could essentially double the carrying capacity to about 12 if you really want to pack out that. But in most realistic cases, 10 cards versus those 8 cards. So not a huge difference. The elastic band, I mean, do I say go with this because it's rubber? No, but I do enjoy having the idea that thinking this rubber will last longer than any fabric bands. I think anybody's going to be happy whichever route they go or choose, but between these, GrooveLife 100%. And again, out of all the wallet reviews I have done, GrooveLife has kind of catapulted themselves to the top of the pop-up card holders or the hard shell cased card holders. Really, Secret and GrooveLife are really my top 1 and 2 at this point. So hopefully this video was helpful. And again, I appreciate all the support. And I'll have some links down at the bottom if you want to buy some of these wallets with some deals for you all. But with that, I'm out. And until next time.